guys? Welcome back to Fight Night at the Freedom Factory here with CWRL. I am the Geek Guru 1986, and so far it has not been a good fight night for the point leaders, as the top three in points have all been knocked out in the first round and are going home with pity points this evening. And now we come into the fourth matchup of round one and the final matchup of round one with the King's Court taking on the Smokehouse. So this could be either a really, really good opportunity for the King's Court, or it could be completely disastrous for them, and this could turn into a complete and total points shuffle where the top four could be knocked out at almost any given moment by these teams that are outside of the top four in points. And that's one of the biggest things, is you want to be in the top four in points just so you are exempt from traffic jam qualifying, and you don't have to worry about having a 40% chance of making it into the event compared to a 100% chance of making it into the event. That being said, let's get this instantaneous qualifying round underway, and we have the checker car, and for both teams on the front row here, the Smokehouse starting on the outside pole with the King's Court having that advantage on the inside, and we're going to see how this all shapes out and how round one of Fight Night concludes. Thank you guys for once again staying with us here with CWRL's Fight Night at the Freedom Factory. We got 10 minutes on the clock, the pace car rolling off here. As you can see, the King's Court holding the advantage of the inside starting position here. Going into turns 3 and 4, the pace car will drop off, and this final heat of round one will be underway. Green flag is in the air, and the clock is ticking. King's Court out to an early advantage, with the wrecker's car for the Smokehouse moving in turns 3 and 4, trying to take that lead away, and they will from the King's Court, as nobody scores points at the end of lap 1. Nobody is scoring points right now. That wrecker's car for the King's Court looking hungry for that second position, looking like he's going to wreck himself in the progress, though, but he completes the pass and moves into the second spot. And now you can see that the checkers car battling back for the Smokehouse, and it looks like the checkers car for the King's Court just got taken out and has dropped back all the way into the tail end of the lead lap. So you can see the wrecker car here coming out of turns 3 and 4 for the Smokehouse. This is not turning out to be a good points day for the top four in points. This could just open up a whole bunch of rabbit holes and give these four qualifying teams that made their way in through traffic jam qualifying a good chance to start playing knockout and knocking out the top four in points. But they got to have good points days here. They got to capitalize on this good fortune. As you can see, the Smokehouse in second place here, trying to hold that position, trying to move up and actually swap positions so they can start scoring points. No points so far have been scored. So you can see they are working into lap 8. We got 8 minutes remaining here in the final heat race here of round 1. The Smokehouse 1-2 right now, but they would rather their order be in reverse so they could start scoring points. Meanwhile, you got the wrecker car for the King's Court in a close third here behind second place, and then you've got traffic jammers with the checkers car in a very distant fifth, trying to play catch up right now, as we got 7:45 on the clock. And now you can see that the wrecker car for the King's Court has overtaken the checkers car and moved into that second spot. That's going to just make it that much harder for the Smokehouse or the King's Court to score points here. But if one of them isn't scoring points, then the other one isn't scoring points right now. So it might come down to tie-breaking situations where the team that wins the heat race moves on, and that's the only circumstance in which the team that finishes first in the heat race would move on, is if there is a tie or neither team scores points, which is very possible either way. We've seen both happen here so far in CWRL, and that's what makes it so interesting, is the unpredictability of the outcome of some of these events. I mean, we literally had Boogity Boogity Racing have an astounding performance at World War Wall and then come into this event as the points leaders out of nowhere. They had started dead last in that event in points, and then boom, they are now automatically qualified and in the points lead, but not having a good performance here today, as they will leave with just 14 points. Back to the action here on track, and you can see that the wrecker's car here for the King Court having a close battle here. Oh! One of the traffic jammers just wrecked themselves entirely, as the wrecker car for the Smokehouse still holds the pace. And you can see that the wrecker car and the checker car here in second and third for the King's Court and the Smokehouse are battling intensely for that second spot. And while it is an important battle, it's not as important as if it were for the lead. You can see the Smokehouse here working that inside line, completing the pass after making a little bit of the rub with the King's Court, who had just brushed the wall. Very, very intense battle. As you can see, the King's Court now working the inside, and the Smokehouse brushing the wall, losing their momentum. Back up to the leaders here, and you can see that we are working up on lap traffic once again. You can see back here in third, the checkers car for the Smokehouse about to put down some of his teammates here. Now, if the checker car for the King's Court were here, he'd be able to take advantage, and it looks like one of the King's Court's cars has just got taken out, and it looks like it was the wrecker car for the King's Court, unfortunately. You can see the checkers car here has just moved up into the fourth position, and that puts the checker and wreckers cars back 1, 2, 3, 4 in the pack. We got 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the final heat race here of round 1, as the Smokehouse currently leading the way, neither team having scored points from lapping traffic jammers so far. But you can see it looks like that checkers car for the King's Court chasing down the traffic jammer. And the checker car for the Smokehouse still in the second position here, looking to score the first points of the day for leading laps, trying to get past his teammate, the wrecker car for the Smokehouse, who is holding the pace right now. So we are now under 3 minutes remaining in this heat race. As you can see, the wrecker's car for the Smokehouse still showing the way. We are now coming up onto some traffic jammers for the King's Court. This could be 3 points here for the Smokehouse. We're getting into the final 2 minutes here of this heat race. Oh, and the wrecker's car gets taken out by that traffic jammer as the checker's car now assumes the points. The Smokehouse now on point, scoring points. We work these final 2 minutes here. The lap traffic cost the wrecker car for the Smokehouse and gave it to the checker's car, now allowing them to score points. So we work on lap 36 right now with a minute and a half remaining in this heat. The Smokehouse working aggressively on this traffic jammer. It's going to complete the pass with a little bit of chaos, but still complete the pass and maintain that lead. We are now within the final minute of this heat race. The Smokehouse looking like they're going to come out of this on top, and the top 4 in points are all going to go home with bad point stays. This could very easily lead to a shakeup in the points. So we work the final 30 seconds on the clock here. An amazing comeback performance by the Smokehouse, and this could also include an extra 25 valuable victory points. Working on the final 15 seconds on the clock, it looks like it's going to be 2 to go at the line as time will expire within the next lap here. It'll be 2 to go for the Smokehouse, showing the way here at the Freedom Factory over the King's Court, who have not performed here today, along with the rest of the top 4 in points. And we have the white flag out. Final lap here for the first round of Fight Night of the Freedom Factory. The Smokehouse will be going on to face Junior Nation. It'll just be a matter of how many points did they do it by. And that being said, this round has been officially completed with the top 4 in points having abysmal point days. But it looks like they may come out of here with some points regardless. So let us see what kind of points the King's Court will be going home with. He did put that traffic jammer down 2 laps. That is confirmed. Well, he did not put the other traffic jammer down a lap, so that is still 6 points for the King's Court. Even though they did not lead laps or have any kind of performance here today, they will go home with 16 points on the day. Meanwhile, the Smokehouse, having led laps, scored the victory points, and having put down one of the traffic jammers for the King's Court, will have had a respectable performance, but probably not the greatest one. And they will definitely be at a disadvantage going into round 2 when they face Junior Nation, who left round 1 with 76 points. So So the Smokehouse scored 10 points for leading laps, 3 points for putting cars a lap down, and 25 victory points. So that gives them a grand total of 38 points as they move into the next round facing Junior Nation, which is exactly half the point total that Junior Nation has. So they still got their work cut out for them as we head into round 2. I want to thank everybody so far for sticking with us here at CWRL's Fight Night. We will be right back to set up round 2 in just a few moments. Stay with us, folks.